You guys have been building for, let's just say, around 18 months. You guys are getting close to launch. It'd be interesting to just go chronologically. And so I wanted to ask, just when did you or your co-founders, what was the initial seed of the idea? Because as we'll uncover as we go a little bit deeper, this is a really big idea and it's very novel. And I think it takes a lot of confidence and very high caliber of people to execute this. Did it start out as a big idea? Did it start as a small idea? What was that origin?
Yeah, let's see. The way I would say it started out with us seeing what was happening in crypto and in DeFi specifically and feeling like, oh, there's a lot of infrastructure in place here. DeFi can be having a much bigger impact out in the real world, and having the sense that a lot of what was going on were different protocols, sort of like self-referential, like all kind of very contained within crypto. And my co-founder Blake and I, we just felt like one of the powers of crypto in the future and like Web3 in general is it can really help people around the world and expand access to capital. And we felt like the pieces are in place here. Like the industry could be doing things out in the real world and trying to think, okay, what's the key part now to actually get that impact happening beyond the sort of central circular referential like crypto space. And we thought that DeFi lending was the key part of it because we saw that Compound and Aave were doing so well, but even then no one else outside of crypto can use it. And we thought like that is the key. If we can figure out how to make under collateralized, I mean, not collateralized by crypto, but collateralized by other things. If we can unlock that, that's the holy grail to like getting the benefits of crypto out to real people all around the world. And so we started there trying to think through, okay, how do we make that happen? And we had rough ideas of how the actual design of the protocol could work. And we're kind of like, that part, we can kind of figure that out. But like the key thing is we need to know who's going to borrow, like who's the initial go to market. We actually just started talking to folks in crypto early on. Like we started talking to miners and traders and like crypto enthusiasts, and we were like, so do you want to borrow? And what they would tell us in our early research calls was, no, I don't really need to borrow, but like, is there a place I can lend? I'll provide money and lend capital. And we started realizing that there was a lot of demand for the capital side, but not as much for the borrowing. My co-founder had been sort of involved with Kiva for a while, super excited about what they do. And he thought, oh, what if we start talking to the kinds of businesses that Kiva works with, these lending and fintech companies around the world that are looking for capital. And then we started talking to like dozens of them. And then those phone calls were totally different. We would be talking to them, and before the end of the call, they'd be like, okay, so like when can I get a loan? Like when can I borrow? And we were like, we haven't even started the company yet. And then that was pretty clear that we knew exactly who we were going to build for. At the same time, we were doing all this work on the design of the protocol and how it could work. And there was a whole process there of trying to figure out, okay, what's the initial design that we can work with just to get things going? And then like, what are the holes we'll have to fill in later? And yeah, that's sort of how the initial idea came about.